of the same. I think you have gone through it, you have seen it also in during your contact classes. All the calculations, everything you have done. Still, I will explain the experiment once again, and we will give you the values also for doing the calculation and all. So California bearing ratio test, it's an experiment to determine, from the name itself, it is, you can see, California bearing ratio test, something related to the bearing capacity of a material. And this experiment is done on soil when you consider the flexible pavement, flexible type of road construction. We are having different layers. From the bottom, we have the subgrade, then subbase, base course, and the topmost surface layer. So we have various layers for the subgrade is made with soil. So the properties of the soil also affect the strength of the pavement, mainly flexible pavement. So this experiment, that is California bearing ratio test or CBR test, is an experiment to determine the bearing capacity of soil. And by conducting the experiment and after calculating the CBR value, we can compute the thickness of subgrade, and in some cases you can compute the thickness of subbase also based on the CBR value. Mainly subgrade is designed based on the CBR value. And then other layers can also be. So California bearing ratio test is a penetration test for the evaluation of the mechanical strength of road subgrade and the base courses. It indicates the strength of soil mass. At the same time, it gives an idea regarding the bearing capacity of soil mass. The type of penetration test. So these are the equipments needed for the experiment. So the experiment consists of two stages. First one is the preparation of soil sample or the soil specimen. And then second one is the penetration testing. So for the preparation of soil sample, you require a mold similar to the mold which you are familiar with, the mold for light compaction test or heavy compaction test. The CBR mold also you are familiar with. So then in the center you can see the mold with a collar attachment. So the mold consists of a base plate, then the cylindrical mold portion, then the the collar portion. And the dimensions are given. The CBR mold is having an internal diameter of 150 mm, then height of 175 mm, and the collar portion will be having a height of 50 mm and a diameter of 150 mm itself. And we are having a base plate also. So this is the CBR mold. Then for the preparation of soil specimen, you need one spacer disc. First, you are placing the spacer disc at the bottommost portion of the cylindrical mold. So this one you can see TST100, that is the spacer disc which is placed at the bottommost portion or which is below the soil sample. So spacer disc is placed first, then a filter paper is placed, then the soil sample is placed. So spacer disc is another equipment. Then we have to compact the soil, you need the rammer. Rammer same as that for the heavy compaction. Rammer of weight 4.89 kg. So this is the rammer. We are giving dynamic compaction to compact the soil specimen. So this is the rammer for the experiment. Then we have the trowel, etc. for the preparation of the soil sample. And you have a tray for mixing the soil sample, for mixing the soil with water. So these are the equipment you need. Then we have a jar for measuring jar for taking the sufficient quantity of water, etc. So these are the equipments you need for the preparation of soil sample. And after preparing the soil sample, you have to do the penetration test. For that, we have the CBR testing machine. CBR testing machine with a base. Then this is one is called the proving ring. Then we have a dial gauge for measuring the penetration also. Then we have an annular disc which is used as a surcharge weight. So these are the equipments needed for the penetration testing. So coming to, so these are the entire equipment needed for the experiment. So here mold, then spacer disc, the penetration piston, that is a part of the equipment. Then we have the spacer disc. So first of all, coming the preparation of soil sample. So the soil sample is prepared with some specific size range. So the sample is taken, or the soil is taken by sieving the entire soil mass through a specific set of sieves. Usually, the soil particle passing through 20 mm IS sieve, and which is retained on 4.75 mm, which is retained on 4.75 mm, is taken for the experiment, passing through 20 mm and retained on 4.75 mm. That is taken for the experiment. So the soil sample is dry, soil sample is taken, and the soil sample is prepared usually with water content which is equal to the optimum moisture content and the maximum dry density, which is obtained from the heavy compaction experiment. Optimum moisture content and the maximum dry density, these values are obtained by conducting the heavy compaction test. So after conducting the test, either you can compact the specimen either at OMC and gamma D, or slightly less, either 90% or 95% of OMC and gamma D value also. So usually at 100%, or you can have it at 90 or 90%, 95% of gamma D and OMC values can also be taken. So, so these are the values. Quantity of water is taken according to the optimum moisture content, and the soil sample is compacted at maximum dry density. So either you can take the soil quantity of soil according to the dimension of the mold. So that total dimension of the mold is measured. Then the thickness of the spacer disc is detected. Then depending upon the volume of the mold and the maximum dry density, or the density at which you prepare the soil sample, you can calculate the quantity of soil. Then that sample is mixed with sufficient quantity of water, and the quantity of water is taken according to the OMC value. So that can be done. Or you can take 5 kg sample, and that sample is mixed at OMC. Thoroughly it is mixed. Then we have to fill the soil in the mold. So so how to fill the sample in the mold, we'll show you. So this is the mold. This is the mold in our laboratory. So this is our CBR mold. The first base plate is placed. Then the mold is placed and it is properly tightened. Then the spacer disc is placed first inside the mold. And after placing the spacer disc, we are placing a filter paper. The preparation of soil sample consists of mainly three. We have to take care of three things. First one is the sample. Second one is the compaction, and third one is the soaking condition. The soil sample, either you can prepare the soil sample like this. That means you can take the disturbed soil sample, disturb the soil, then you can mix it with water, then you can fill it, and you can compact it to the required density. Or you can take undisturbed soil sample also. If the soil is slightly cohesive in nature, you can take undisturbed soil sample directly. It can cut into the required shape, required dimension, and that can be directly placed in the mold, and that can be tested. That also can be done. Or you can go with the disturbed soil sample. So that is the preparation of regarding the soil sample. Second one is the compaction. For compaction, you can have either the static compaction, either you can have the static compaction or you can have the dynamic compaction. In static compaction, what we are doing is after calculating the quantity of soil required with the sufficient quantity of water, you have to fill the sample in the mold. Then a static loading is given at the top of the soil mass. Static loading is given at the top of the soil mass. That is static, regarding the static loading. Then, or you can go with the dynamic compaction. Dynamic compaction is the one which you do in your geotech laboratory. Usually, while preparing the sample is prepared similar to as that of heavy compaction. After mixing thoroughly, sample is filled in the mold in 5 layers. For each layer, we are giving 56 blows. For each layer, we are giving 56 blows with a rammer of weight 4.89 kg. Each layer is given 56 blows with a weight with a rammer of 4.89 kg. So, and then the sample is filled in the mold, the collar, then excess soil is trimmed. After removing the collar, excess soil is trimmed off. And after removing, after trimming off the excess soil, we have to place a filter paper on the top of it. You have to place a filter paper on the top of it. So the sample preparation is over. Either you can take undisturbed soil sample in the specific dimension or in a specific shape, or you can prepare disturbed soil sample just like the heavy compaction. That means after preparing the mold with the collar, place the spacer disc, then the filter paper, then the soil sample is filled in the mold in 5 layers. Each layer is given 56 blows with a rammer of weight 4.89 kg. Sample is filled up to the top. Sometimes it will be going to the collar also. Then after complete compaction, the collar is detached. Then excess soil is trimmed off. So you are getting the soil specimen. Then a filter paper is placed at the top. So soil sample preparation is over. Then the experiment can be conducted either in the soaked condition or in the unsoaked condition. Soaked for normal laboratory works, you can go with unsoaked soil sample. But for important works or for actual consultancy work or for actually testing the soil for important projects, you should do you should test the soil in the soaked condition only. Soaking means putting the soil sample in water for a specific period, for in the as per our IS specification. After giving complete compaction, after trimming off the excess soil, the soil sample is taken from the the base plate is detached. That is, the entire mold is placed in the inverted position. Entire mold is placed in the inverted manner. So now the mold will be coming at the bottom and the base plate will be coming on the top. Then the base plate is detached. The spacer disc is removed. The spacer disc is also removed. So now the soil sample will be placed in the mold. Both top and bottom portion is open. Above and below the soil sample will be having the filter paper. Okay, base plate is detached. Spacer disc is also removed. The soil sample is prepared with filter paper on the top and bottom. Now, this entire assembly can be kept in a bucket of water or in a large tank or anything for 4 days. Usually 96 days soaking is given. If you want, you can measure the swelling also. By giving attachment, you can measure the swelling also. And then the entire assembly is placed in the water. Then after 4 days, the assembly is taken out. Then excess water is wiped off. Excess water is wiped off. Then that is taken for penetration testing. Filter paper is placed. It is placed in inverted position. Then soaking is, and then it is taken to the penetration testing machine or CBR testing machine. So this is a CBR testing machine in our laboratory. So you can see a base in which you are placing the mold with the soil sample. Now there is no surcharge weight in the mold, as that is already removed before soaking. Even if you are not giving soaking, you have to remove the spacer deck before testing. So the mold is placed on the base of the CBR testing machine. Then the filter paper on the top is removed. Then an annular disc is given or is placed at the top of the soil sample. That is not on here. So anyway, an annular weight is placed on the top of the soil mass. So this annular weight is placed on the top of the soil mass just to give an weight of the upcoming layers or the layers of flexible pavement above the subgrade. So we are testing the soil for the design of subgrade. You will be having more layers on the top, that is subbase, base, and the surface course coming to give a weight similar to that of the upper layers. We are placing an annular weight on the top of the soil sample. Then the plunger is attached to the proving ring. Plunger is attached at the bottom of the proving ring. Then dial gauge. This is a dial gauge to measure the penetration of the plunger. Then this one is the proving ring where you measure the loading. So dial gauge to measure the penetration and the proving ring. So this entire thing is known as the proving ring, and this is the dial of the proving ring. So loading is measured using the proving ring, and the penetration is measured using the dial gauge. So the dial gauge is attached to the plunger. Then we can measure the penetration. So the experiment can be conducted either as stress control or strain control. That is, either you can you can measure the penetration at standard intervals of the loading. That is called stress control. Stress is incremented at standard rates, and at specific intervals you can measure the penetration. Or you can measure the loading at specific penetration. Usually load is measured on the proving ring, or the proving ring reading is taken at 0.5 mm, 1 mm, 1.5 mm, 2 mm, etc. Likewise for penetration. 0.5 mm penetration, 1 mm penetration, 1.5 mm penetration, etc. We are measuring the proving ring reading. We are taking the proving ring reading. So this is a dial for the proving ring. You can take the proving ring reading from this for 0.5 mm, 1 mm, 1.5 mm penetration, etc. So after placing the soil sample and after attaching the proving plunger, then the dial gauge, etc., the dial gauges are set to 0, and after giving some initial loading, the dial gauges are set to 0. Then machine is operated and loading is measured at standard intervals of penetration, usually 0.5 and 1, etc. And the proving ring reading is taken until two conditions, until up to failure. Until up to failure or the penetration reaches 12.5 mm. So we are starting from 0.5 mm, and at 0.5 mm intervals you are taking the reading. So the reading on the proving ring can be taken either up to 12.5 mm penetration, or the sample is failed. The sample is failed when it can be noticed from the dial gauge of the proving ring. When the sample is failed, the dial gauge or the dial of the proving ring will go back, or it will kick back. So the loading is continuously applied until up to failure or till the penetration reaches 12.5 mm. So all the readings are taken. Penetration and the corresponding reading on the proving ring are taken. So now all the values are obtained. And after this, the machine can be stopped. Then the soil sample is taken out, and a small quantity of the sample can be kept for the determination of water content. Can be kept for the determination of water content if necessary. Now we have to, we are getting values like this for a specific penetration values, starting from 0 up to 12.5 mm. If the sample is failed before that, you can stop in between. For each penetration value, you can take the penetration, you can take the proving ring reading. Then the proving ring reading is converted to the load, corresponding load, by multiplying the value with the proving ring constant. Proving ring constant is obtained from the calibration graphs, which is available with each proving ring. Proving ring is calibrated every 2 years or at specific intervals, and from the calibration graph, you can get the proving ring constant. So the proving ring reading is multiplied with the proving ring constant to obtain the loading, corresponding loading. Then after getting the penetration and the loading, you can prepare a graph like this, that is load penetration curve. Load is taken along the y-axis, then the corresponding penetration is taken along the x-axis. And the load corresponding to 2.5 mm penetration and 5 mm penetration. 2.5 mm and 5 mm penetration is taken. Load corresponding to 2.5 mm penetration and 5 mm penetration is taken. And using those two load values, you can compute the CBR values. So the CBR value is calculated as CBR value is calculated for 2.5 mm penetration and 5 mm penetration. For each penetration, CBR value is calculated as the load value corresponding to, so suppose you are calculating the CBR value for 2.5 mm penetration, the load value corresponding to 2.5 mm divided by the standard load. Standard load is given as per IS specification. For 2.5 mm it is 1370 kilogram force, and for 5 mm penetration it is 2055 kilogram force. So load value from the graph, that is divided by the standard loading into 100, that will give you the CBR value. So CBR value is computed for 2.5 mm penetration and 5 mm penetration, and usually CBR value corresponding to 2.5 mm will be larger, and if by any case CBR value corresponding to 5 mm goes a higher, you are getting a higher value, the experiment is to be repeated, and again if you are getting similar results, you can report the higher value as the CBR value of the soil sample, or CBR value of the soil mass. CBR value corresponding to 2.5 mm and 5 mm is computed, and usually 2.5 mm will be greater, and if CBR value corresponding to 5 mm is greater, you have to do the experiment, you have to repeat the experiment, and again if you are getting similar results, you can report the higher value as a CBR value of the soil sample. Then standard specifications are given for CBR value for different type of loading or different type of payments. Standard values are given for the CBR value, and by any chance the CBR value goes below the standard value, you may have to sometimes you may have to neglect the soil mass, or you have to improve the property of the soil mass, or you have to select different soil mass itself. Okay. Experiment is already done in the lab. And once again, you can do all the computations and you can submit. Srilagam is